The dealership says it's gonna cost $100,000 to fix my Lamborghini. I'm gonna do it for 15. What were the odds that in my closet, I had Lamborghini paint? Very low. But look, Lamborghini paint. And on top of that, it's only day 2 of working on our Lamborghini. So how are we already painting? Well, it has something to do with the fact that I'm holding 2 radiators in my hands. Radiators that should be on the car right here. Don't forget what radiators do. They hold coolant. If there's no radiator on the car, there's no coolant in the engine. And this car is too much of a high risk to not have coolant. This is a $5,000 frame rail that was destroyed in the accident. I know, it makes no sense. This is just a piece of metal, and I don't know why it's $5,000. What I do know is that there's built-in relief sections in the frame rail, and this one did its job. It absorbed most of the impact. And it's the frame rail that our radiator mounts to, so we have to replace it. That piece of metal goes from here to here, and with it costing $5,000, you start to understand how the insurance company could come up with a $100,000 repair bill. If we're gonna rebuild a Lamborghini in my garage, we can't possibly spend $100,000 on parts. This is a replacement frame rail. This frame rail goes right in here, and it holds our radiator. The bent-up frame rail was $5,000. This one I found on eBay Motors for 800 bucks. The only problem is it's black, and we need it to be white. Now I normally paint in the garage, but there's a Lamborghini here, and remember, I don't want to start the engine, I don't want to blow it up, there's no coolant in it. It's kind of nice outside. I should have thought about if the air hose from the air compressor will even reach outside. Better lucky than good. With our frame rail painted, we can move on to putting together our radiator assembly. And if you're trying to figure out the importance of this frame rail going into that car, what it really means is with this installed, by the end of today's video, here's my promise, we're gonna drive a Lamborghini for the first time. Now we just have to remember what exactly in our pile of parts goes into a radiator assembly. I think we're gonna need this thing. This air conveyor was the hardest piece to find in the entire radiator assembly, so I'll try not to break it. It's very brittle and very expensive. We can't forget our radiator. This is our new one. This is the old one. We need to steal some hardware off of here. If I had to guess, it looks like the radiator gets sandwiched between a couple pieces, this piece being one of them. Some good news, I have a feeling in getting this assembled, the hardest part might actually be finding all the right nuts and bolts. They're in here somewhere. Should be no problem at all. This is where you wish you were the person that took this car apart. I'm not sure how this goes together, although I'm getting warm. Let me guess, it's gonna fit like a glove.
If I didn't know better, I'd say this is exactly how this Lamborghini looked coming off the assembly line in Italy, although they probably didn't forget to plug in this air line.
With our radiator installed, we're getting very close to driving our Lamborghini for the first time. But the radiator itself is full of air, and it needs to be full of this coolant. Let's figure out how to add coolant to the engine. Welcome to the inside of my Lamborghini. It kind of smells like buyer's remorse in here. But if you can ignore the smell and push these two buttons together, it puts the Lamborghini into service mode, which pops the convertible top about halfway up and raises the engine bay cover, revealing our engine to us for the first time. So not much space at all to work in this engine bay, and that's like the dirtiest engine I've ever seen. I don't mean Lamborghini engine, like that's the dirtiest engine I've ever seen. That's the intake. What is that, sand? So we're gonna ignore the dirt for a second and try and put this Lamborghini into service mode. Apparently you can buy yourself, oh there we go, a little bit more space to work. Where does the coolant go? Wow, it's filthy. So there are a bunch of caps back here. This looks like this is power steering, there's fuel fill, that might be brake fluid, and the hardest to reach position in all of the engine bay is where we're headed, the coolant reservoir. I hope it's empty so I can fill it. It's also filthy. I'm gonna hit it with a damp rag that I'm spraying with Simple Green so that we don't get any of that dirt inside the reservoir. Reservoir is an interesting word if you're not trying to have kids. Oh, it's filthy. Ugh, man. I need more lube. I mean, Simple Green. So what do we think? Is it empty? Bone dry. Service mode is sort of a funny thing to call it. I don't know how much servicing you could do. This is a funnel to make it a little easier to pour in our coolant. The cap of which is apparently child-proof. What are you supposed to do with this? Pull this off? Oh, I see what's happening here. I gotta pull that up. Woo! Yeah, you guessed it. This stuff's dirt cheap. Be sure to spill some. I should jack up the rear end of the car to try and burp, what's that noise? Try and burp some fluid out from the front. What I should do and what I'm gonna do, two different things. I anticipate putting about 5 liters of this in, and then maybe 5 liters of distilled water, or water, if you know how to speak. Wonder what Lamborghini would charge to do this. 100,000? Imagine this is all just pouring out on the front of the garage floor because I didn't tighten a bolt. Okay, I overfilled it, but it should burp out a little bit. Oh yeah, it's burping out on the frickin' floor. Nice. All right, should we start it? All right, just before we put the hood back down out of service position, we have to get some of this dirt out. Can only imagine what the inside of the filters looks like. All right, now let's put the hood back down and we'll check our fluids. Oh, I always almost do that. That's a good way to break the hood. You have to release this or else you'll break something. I hear you, I hear you. Cool. Such a relief that that works. That would be an expensive repair on top of an expensive repair. Actually, you know what? Why don't we put the top down? This has to be really hard on the battery when the car's not running. Oh my God. How sick is this? So I'm thinking this would be the perfect time to test drive for the first time ever our Lamborghini Gallardo. So as long as the engine starts, runs, and we can get this thing to drive, then I think we made a good decision in buying it. If there's any issue with the motor or the transmission, then we made a terrible decision buying this car. Does it always beep in reverse? First gear. Second gear works. Oh shoot, I think we got a good one. The neighbors totally get it. I drive around without a front end on the car. Nobody bats an eye. Don't pick up your dog poop though. You'd be all over the neighborhood Facebook group. Probably shouldn't stray this far from home in case I run out of coolant. Third works. How about downshift to second gear? Now we build a Lamborghini.